ago, and like I'm actually becoming kind of a narcissist now.
Okay, we got to find a better word for that, because isn't there a negative connotation to that word? Narcissist. You're finding your voice.
Yeah.
And your presence.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that narcissistic, isn't that a bad word? What is that? I mean, it's a negative word, isn't it?
I
So
think
even in joking,
Yeah.
I don't mean to take the wind out of that sail, but actually I do. We just had a powerful class yesterday at church on transmutation.
Oh, cool.
On, when you're thinking a thought, it's all about perspective. And then in mediumship, that there are no lower spirits than what your vibration is. Some people get afraid to be involved in that because they might be dealing with a demon or whatever. They're not, you attract the spirits that resonate with you. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's do a quick grounding.
Okay.
Get yourself settled in. I see you're moving.
Yep, I'm sitting down now.
Okay. So I want to try something. I've got you recorded. We're recording. Okay, and putting everything aside, closing your eyes, taking a nice deep breath. And just letting go of the thoughts of the day and being fully present right here, right now. And feel your energy. And notice if it's in your head, take it down deep into your body as you inhale. So deeper, wider center. Now we're going to try a little something. I want you to place your hands, usually when we meditate, our hands are palms up. I would like you to place your hands on your thighs. And notice your energy. And what I would like you to do is bring healing for yourself. Just bring that vibration of healing. Nice deep breath. Bring that vibration of healing, radiate it to yourself. Fill your body with this vibration of healing. Mind, body, spirit, physical, whatever it is. And now turn your hands over and open your healing up to think about someone you care about, someone who needs healing, and just think of their name in your mind. And now radiate it out to other people in the world, your friends, family, acquaintances, and the world in general. And now turn those hands over again. And the overflowing energy that you put out there, now it comes back to you. And there's this beautiful sense of healing yourself, of loving and nurturing yourself, and being the source of this gentle, loving spirit, this healing that you vibrate for yourself and out into the world. Mm. When we're fully present and our hearts are open and receptive to the messages we have here tonight, and know that the messages, the answers are already within you. All we're doing here is pausing long enough to listen for them and to perhaps shine a light on them so that there's an increased awareness, a deeper and wider awareness, because the answers are all within you. Mm. You're a source of this endless, vibrant energy. You're a fountain. See yourself as a fountain in the universe, a fountain of joy and goodness, making a difference, and here to do what you're here to do. Having a voice, having presence, having visibility, and all of those things are part of your journey and who you are and the gifts you bring. This is how you do it. And it feels good. It feels natural. You're grateful. And turning then those hands over and seeing yourself as this fountain. This source is just coming up through your feet from Mother Earth, up your legs, up your body, and radiating out of your head. And as you open up your head, and that crown chakra, and it's a bright, luminous light, there's also an exchange from spirit that you're getting and you're receiving everything you need. Just really take it in and just feel a sense of gratitude in this moment. Just be grateful that we're right here, right now. And so it is, and so it shall be. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
So when you're doing that, tell me if you felt something different. Did you feel something different when your hands were down versus when they were up?
When they were down, it's more grounding.
Mm-hmm.
Much more grounding. When they're up, they're more receptive.
Mm-hmm. So you were grounding and you were in that space of healing yourself. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And we did that in church today, and I thought that was so powerful.
That's wonderful.
So what we're learning is when you get that message, when you're in this vortex or in this vibration of openness and understanding the laws of attraction or the laws of the universe, the vibration, that what you're putting out, it comes back. So when I'm in this vibration and I'm open and receptive, then my opportunities open themselves up. Right? Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So catch me up. Tell me what's going on.
Well, mostly I've been kind of doing the thing with the getting used to get on Facebook and posting and connecting and seeing what that's all about. And now I just got my computer back. Well, I did go down to San Francisco. Was it this past weekend? Yeah, I went with a friend to San Francisco, and that was good. I got out of town. Bad. That was awesome. It felt so good just to be out and about and just do something new and fresh for once. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind coming down here and teaching occasionally.
Oh, yeah. And you went right by me.
I know.
I'm in Vacaville.
I'll come down sometime.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been that kind of a weekend and then catching up a little bit and settling in. And
well, sometime come to this spiritualist church. It is so cool. And really we had a class yesterday, and then we had our medium class today, mediumship. And it's really an understanding of vibration. And then the president of the board, he was talking yesterday, and he says it's a lifestyle, right? It's how you show up, and when you catch yourself thinking something, a low thought, you just, like we say in Feminine Power, course correct. Because course correct, understanding how powerful thoughts are.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah. Okay. So my apologies. I did finally get that done in, the module 4. So we'll call this a bonus. And we'll start 4 next week.
Okay.
If that's okay with you. So let's go back and talk about the previous chapters. Were you able to go in and do the questions, and how did that go?
I didn't because of this weekend. I'm sorry. I was bad. I should have done it.
Okay, well, you're always in your perfect place. And so don't be hard on yourself. But
thank you.
Yeah, and that's part of it. It's like I'm right where I need to be.
Okay.
And then what do I want?
Okay.
Right? So because if you go into those programs, there are power practices on each. You have to go open you have to open the questions, and there are power practices that can be really powerful.
Yes.
Add into your day. They're 5 minutes long, 3 minutes long, and so really working with the tools can be transformative. And I know
Right.
you're already experiencing a lot of that, but just imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine. So that's good. We gave you, now you'll have another week to kind of review that. Go
Okay.
back and open that computer up and look at those questions and ask yourself them. And some of them it'll seem, okay, well, I already know my younger self and but going through it again, you can unpack something deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I've been through it. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's all I had to say. I feel that. I do. I know that's true, what you're saying.
Yeah. So, okay. So let me just kind of pull through here and see if there's something I can, and then, the 3 and 4, there's some of the stuff that's the same. The integration part, it was in both of them. The key takeaways and things like, well, and let's talk about this. Here's some things. So what was your experience as you grew up in your family of origin? Now let's first talk about, so your story about money.
Sucks ass.
In 2 words or less.
That's how it was, though. It was not good. It was always poverty, 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 always poverty, never enough, always scraping, scrimping.
And can you see how that may have been a pattern in your adult life?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then what about love?
That sucks ass, too, back then. It's like, what doesn't with my family? They were just a bunch of, like, degenerates in a way. So they were horrible. They were just so, like, my mom first had her divorce from my sister's dad, and he beat her, and then my mom got with my dad and he beat her, and he was drunk, and they were poor and always fighting and struggling. It was awful. Really.
So, and that's why we're going through this is to kind of take a look at, like, okay, there's some patterns here, and
Mm-hmm.
how have they reflected in my own life, and
Mm-hmm.
what is that I want, and what do I need to let go of and to show up as, to shift that.
Mm-hmm.
So, letting go of might be letting go of things like, oh yeah, my family always did this, or was always this way, or, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm asking you those questions, but what I'm saying is taking a look at throughout your day, what are your thoughts about your family, or what are your thoughts about relationships that originate from your family, or your thoughts about money that originate. I was doing an exercise, and I didn't realize it. I hadn't thought about it a long time. I think I might have told you this, but I was doing this exercise, and I was I had made notes. I was working with this one spiritual lady from, where's she from? Australia. So we're doing this thing, and I took all these notes, and I'm looking for notes for something else, and I run across those notes, and I see the word mommy, and I see somewhere on the paper money, and those 2 words stood out really at me. And I remembered that my mother wouldn't buy me clothes for school.
Mm-hmm.
There we didn't get along. And she wanted me, I had to go earn my money, and my grandmother would buy me clothes. Even in the 5th grade, 4th, 5th grade, somewhere in there, I remember I had clothes, because I remember something Granny bought me, I was real uncomfortable. It had a sheer top, and I felt naked, right? But I was little. And so I would make money babysitting, or I would make money at Granny's Cafe. And then my mother would come and borrow it and not pay me back. So no wonder there was that pattern of giving it all away. Because the message was, I'm not worthy of having money of my own.
Right.
And I'm still working through that. But what I'm saying is those subtle things. So and I didn't think about that. It came up. I hadn't thought about that in years. But it's those kinds of things where, what's the reflection? How's it showing up in my life now?
Right.
And where does that come from? Here, this sounds like a rerun, I know, with this stuff, but it's really powerful. to go, where's that coming from? Or, but it's so powerful to be able to name it and identify it. And then because then you can unpack it and say, oh, that's false. That's not the truth.
Right.
That was the reality or my perspective then. That's the truth I made out of that was that there's poverty, there's never enough, and all of that. And where that came from was, and then here we go again, not blaming our parents, just identifying it's like not their fault or their parents' fault. It is what it is, and how good that feels to just be able to not have to be mad at them or to blame them, right? And just say, because then we can take some responsibility for wherever it is we are, right? Yeah. And it's so easy to just say, well, my family always this, or my family, and we've done that, and then that was the excuse, and then it reinforced what was going on, so that it made it like justified it. So that's the thing, is to notice where we are justifying the truth about something we really don't want to have in our life.
Right.
So, and the more you become aware of it, it gets more subtle. It's not so easy to see. Once you start, think in the beginning when you and I started working together, how you were going, oh my God. And now it's like, oh yeah. Or, oh yeah. But it's to be open on it. And here's the other thing. And I don't think that you're in your past. I don't think that you're blatantly, ruminating over the past, but standing here and looking forward, learning from our past and moving forward, and not being in the verbalization of it, because that's still in the victimization of it. We don't have to tell everyone our past. You and I are talking about it as examples. You know what I'm saying? But out there in the world, I have to find, how do I tell my story in a way that it inspires, but doesn't ruminate and reinforce the vibration.
Right.
Yes. So I want to know how it feels to be visible on, you said you made some videos on YouTube?
On Facebook, I did. I uploaded some on Facebook. Just a start to get a feel.
I gotta find them on your page.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Just Liv and then my last name.
I'll look them up.
Yay.
Yeah. And then
two workout videos that I do. This is my workouts at the gym, and I started tying those into some positivity. So
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, because look at how far that is.
Right.
Leaps and bounds. And even when I look at you now, you've got this beautiful smile.
Thanks.
And I can tell you probably, even with the blurred picture, that's not like real sharp, it gets grainy like mine does. Your teeth are so white. You never smoked.
No. Well, I did when I was younger, but so long ago that
not enough to yellow your teeth. But what I'm saying is, I see this bright, radiant spirit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay.
And that day that I saw you on the class, and I thought, I got to reach out to her.
Yes.
I need to send her a lifeline. That's how I felt.
Yeah. You were an R.
Huh?
You were an R.
You're welcome. Thank you. But I'm getting goosebumps. But yeah, I saw that, and I saw you, and I thought, oh, I need to reach out to her. And that's what it was. It was like, oh my gosh, I need to reach out to her. And I'm so glad I did. And that's that spirit speaking.
Yes.
That being present enough to say and to feel. And we can all do it. Right? And do it in a way that keeps us grounded, but also lifts up someone else.
Right.
Yeah? And you can do this in a way where when you're doing your yoga or inspirational stuff with your yoga or whatever you're doing, where you're reaching out and you're showing up in a way that lights the way.
Yes, I love that. That's awesome.
That helps the person connect,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then look for messages. I have to tell you, I've been saying lately, I felt like I was a lighthouse in the storm, that I was, grounded in the light, like the beacon, for myself, that, even though that I was the lighthouse and there was all this stuff going around, and the next morning when the sun rises, it's calm, so I kept seeing when things were chaotic and moving all around me, that I knew that I was stable because I had a good sturdy foundation like that lighthouse. So I'm
Yes.
talking to this guy, his name is Jack, and we've been talking a few weeks, and he tells me about a dream, and it's in a lighthouse.
Mm.
And I thought, there it is, the lighthouse, that symbolism of that stability when
Mm-hmm.
it seems like chaos is all around,
Yeah.
and then I looked up lighthouse, and that's what that was. And then there was one of the difference between a beacon in it, or, but it's that sense of a stability. Anyway, so what'll happen is if you see pictures or you're saying something, and then notice how that comes in your life in other ways. Then that's your mediumship or your spiritual part, giving you messages. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. So be, receptive.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how we're turning, because I'm studying the spiritualism. I want to take this Morris Pratt
Oh, awesome.
thing on mediumship, and you have to be a member of the church for a year. And I thought, I'm sitting there in class, and I see she's got this sunflower pin on. And I asked her, because I had gone to that church many years ago, and I asked her, I said, do you give those out when people join the church? And she said, yes. And I went, oh my gosh, I think I joined this church 20 years ago. So I wouldn't have to wait a year to start the course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow. That's cool.
And then I could bring that in, but yeah, and it is about listening, about
Listening.
noticing when things
Okay.
come up.
Okay. Okay. So that's funny you said that. Okay. So I'm just writing that down. So I have this friend that I've been hanging out with and seeing. I just think he's absolutely wonderful, and he digs on me too. And this morning I woke up, and it was like right before I woke up, that's all I could see was his face, like as if I was right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up, and I was like, where am I? I thought I was there with him. And then he texted just like within like a few moments of that. That's all I could see, though. I thought I was like, literally, I thought I was standing there with him.
So you were able to connect with him on a different level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
And we all have that ability, actually we were listening in church, I think I mentioned it, that they use mediums in the government.
Mm-hmm.
And they've had mediums in the White House from Lincoln up until about 3 presidents ago. They've
Mm-hmm.
used, because it's proven by science that there is communication. So what
Right.
if there is communication on that other level? And
Mm-hmm.
isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So, or you'll notice, like I notice when I see 444 or fours, Randy's number, he loved fours,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'll go, oh. Or my friend back east who's in feminine power is this thing with geese. How
Oh.
geese fly, and one gets tired and they change positions, but they all hold the formation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving one day, and every time I see geese, I think of her anyway,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I'm in that other space with, oh, there it is, that higher thought, but yeah. So, noticing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
noticing. And so how could you, um, ensure that your next relationship is healthier than any other one or than ever before?
Oh, that's a good question. Uh, I'm just writing that down. Uh, uh, I don't know.
So things like, first of all, being grounded yourself, that I'm 100% responsible for what I say, think, feel, and do. And so
Mm,
is my partner. So now by verbalizing that, by putting that, your word is law. When you speak
right.
something, it's your bond, it's law. So as you speak it, you manifest it. But the feelings are a huge part of it. We have to have that feeling. So feeling what that feels like, that I'm 100% responsible for what I say, think, feel, and do. And then that feeling of being with someone who is also 100% responsible. You see, so that's the beginning of it. And also learning about healthy relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and then keeping your bond with yourself so that you don't fall into an old pattern and choose someone out of those old false beliefs. I'm lonely, or I can't get anyone else, or whatever they are for you. I mean, we've all had those thoughts.
Right.
So it's about taking care of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
having healthy communication with ourselves, and practicing it with the other people in our life,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
I'm 100% responsible. And then there's that expectation that my partner is, and then I'm not over there trying to fix him or take care of everything and overdo in the relationship, so that I'm not setting things up like I have in the past. And you have
Right.
your own story, and I know that you resonate with that, but I can say those words and they are true for me as well,
Right. Yes.
right? So um and then showing up as that woman I want to be in a relationship. And what does that look like?
Yeah.
How does
As
that
a
feel? Yeah. And taking the time to see that, to feel that, and doing your deal breakers, and your knowing what your deal breakers are, but resonating with your gotta haves.
Mm-hmm.
So that knowing the deal breakers, so that if somebody shows up that way, you go, oh, there it is, no thank you, I know there's something better for me.
Right.
Right? Being able to, and I know that you're recognizing things. You see something, you go, oh, okay. It's like when I read singles ads from guys,
Yeah.
you can get a lot by reading their ad if they write it, right? If they took the time to write it, which I would rather have somebody who took the time to write it. Ask me is not enough, or hello baby is not enough. I would always go and read their ad, and then if they wrote to me, and then I would read their whatever they wrote to me. After
Mm-hmm.
that, I would read the ad and get a feel for who they are, and then read what they wrote, and I would balance those two things out. But like one guy was going, I want a woman to take care of me, to do this for me, to do that for me, and even though I knew he was not the one, I couldn't resist writing to him and saying, I read your profile, and it seems to be all about what you're getting from the relationship. What are you bringing to the relationship?
That's great.
But and it's not that I'm out there trying to fix the world, but it was actually me processing that and sharing it with him. And whether he gets it or not doesn't really matter. It's not someone I want to be with, because we can see by what they say and write, but what they say, how they're going to show up. What do they
Right.
talk about? Do they interrupt us? Do they listen? uh do they reflect things we've said back to us that we've shared with them in the past? So
Right.
that, what does that mean? That means that he's holding me a value enough to where he's interested in what's going on with me, and wants to be a part of my life,
Right.
and So, but here's the other thing. It's standing in that power and that possibility of the greatest love that you can manifest, right? So like Jack, I really like Jack, but he's busy doing some things. He's busy. This is a ortho surgeon, you know, looking for a house in San Francisco and setting up a practice. So I hear from him once a day, and we might get on the phone, and I thought, you know what, if he's the one, it'll turn out.
Right.
And in the meantime, I'll take care of me and be patient and see what unfolds. I'm not going to put demands on the relationship, because if he's interested, he'll keep showing up and eventually fully show up. Go ahead.
Yes, that's kind of how I'm feeling about this person that's come into my life. Like, he's got stuff to take care of. He's got his business to take care of. And then it's like, he does keep showing up, but it's not right at the moment for things to come together. I'm trying to tell myself that same thing. Like, if it's meant to be, will be. And I'll, because I'm not unwilling. It's just, I'm trying to be patient. And like you said, for yourself, take care of myself. And
yeah, because the old pattern was, why don't you call me, you know, after a while, or, you know, in fact, Jack had me on the phone the other day, and he goes, you're letting your past get in the way of your future. You're holding on to your past. And I'm like, well, you don't know what I've been through. And he goes, well, yeah, I do. You know, I have my own experience of it. He had, you know, gotten scammed for a bunch of money. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he says, you know, you could call me, because I was like, you never call. And he goes, why don't you call me? I go, I'm afraid. He goes, of what? But it was pivotal, because he was willing to hold that space, and it was important enough for him to have this conversation with me. And it did help me realize that I was holding the path, because I kept saying, I got one foot on the shore, you know, and he's like, you keep saying that. And, you know, do you realize that that's keeping you from having love in your life, from opening up to love? And I saw it as protecting myself. But, you know, I think that we have to be willing to be open, but protecting myself could be setting a boundary that says, you know, maybe I don't have to see everyone on video. You know what I'm saying? What if they don't do video or whatever? What if they show up? You know what I'm saying? It was all on my time frame. Oh no, I don't even want to give you my heart till you show up, until I see you on video, until, you know, and they're going, because he's not the first one that has responded that way. It's like, well, wait a minute. I didn't do anything to you. You know, why am I paying the consequences? I mean, they're not saying that. I have had guys say that. Why am I paying the consequences of your past? You know, it's like, okay, having this grounded feeling with myself, taking care of myself, you know, and not being in that needy space. Been there, done that, you know. And then what did that get me? Guys that took advantage because they could see my weakness, you know. So, okay. Gee, this is a great opportunity to take care of me and to learn more about showing up healthy and beautiful and radiant and loving in a relationship. Because I just work on the metaphysical part, right? Work on the, you know, asking the universe, you know, manifest, help, guide me to manifesting love. Might not be him. You know, my heart is open. Guide me to manifesting love. Not my highest and best experience of love. So isn't that, you know, and it's easier to say sometimes than to do, because there are those moments when you just go, oh, just somebody hold me. So maybe that's a time to do one of those feelinizations that Ariel Ford had. She'd have you close your eyes. I think we did one once, you and I, where you close your eyes and you imagine standing there with your beloved, and you're so close that you feel their heat from their body.
Oh,
Now,
can we do it?
yeah, okay,
Like, oh, I want to do this.
okay. All right. So we're let me just see about, so it's 7:36. So as you're looking into it, it's that far into the tape. Okay. So
Okay.
just closing your eyes and first getting in this space of this radiant woman that you are. Think about the best thing about being the age you are now. And just really feel that radiate throughout your body. This sense of femininity, of radiance, of all these gifts that you bring to yourself, to your partner, and to the world, that you have so much to offer. And you're standing in this beautiful space of 100% responsible for what you say. Feel what that feels like, what you think, what you feel, and what you do. And now imagine standing there before you as this amazing man, your partner, this amazing soul. And he is 100% responsible for what he says, what he thinks, what he feels, what he does. And you can feel the energy between you and around the both of you. It's this circle of love and commitment, and no matter what, being there no matter what. In fact, it's so amazing, you feel goosebumps all within your body to have this level of love, this beautiful soul in your life, this person that you can depend on and commit to, and he can depend on you and commit to you, and you're in that space. And now standing there, you're close and you're looking up at him, deep into his eyes, and whatever color they are, you see deep into his eyes, and you're just staring into each other's eyes and feeling the presence of each other, and nothing else matters around you. Just standing there, looking into his eyes, and getting this sensation of deep connection, of safety, of vulnerability. But it's safe to be vulnerable. And you're so close that you can feel his breath on you, and he can feel yours. So close. Looking into his eyes, the energy swirling all around you. And just feel what that feels like to have this amazing partner in your life, this amazing man. And feel what he feels to have you in his life. Because it goes both ways. The amazing woman that you are, with so much to offer him. And you each have your own life. It's like in Gibran's thing on marriage, his piece on marriage, he talks about that you're each two pillars of the temple. Separate but together. Really feel that. Looking deep into his eyes. Him looking deep into yours. Feeling each other's breath on your cheek. Feeling your hearts as if there's this magnet pulling your hearts together. Being in this space of safety and love, vulnerability and openness. Your deepest desires manifesting. And now step back and keep holding arms or hands and look toward your future. Look towards your future together. And just see the horizon of what's to come. Mm. See the gifts that are coming your way to both of you. The experiences, the love. Yeah, take it in. And you can open your eyes when you're ready.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Amazing.
Woo, I got goosebumps. I have to figure out how to chop that. And I just did that freehand. Wow. I'm sitting there, I'm there with you, honey. But can you see how it sets you up to be the amazing woman that you are?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're loved and supported in that.
Oh, yes, totally. Oh, in that, I have to say this. Okay. So this person that I've been seeing, it's not, obviously, it's just kind of happened recently. I mean, we've been friends for a long time, like 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And this just kind of spontaneously arose. But I noticed because his family's around, I have family issues. Like, his family's wonderful, and they seem wonderful, like great people. But I noticed because I've not really had much of family, I have this tendency to want to reject that because it's weird.
Oh, so that's your old story that you want to change the truth about.
Okay.
Right. So he has a family.
Yeah, and he's close to him, and he loves him.
And so does that make you feel uncomfortable?
Not so much that he's close to him, just that I'm afraid of that. Being me having a family that I'm close to like that. Like, I'm afraid of that.
So close your eyes a moment. Close your eyes a moment. And just imagine having, and it doesn't have to be your family, but having a family. Maybe it's his family or your partner's family. Imagine having a family. They love you.
Mm-hmm.
They support you in your highest possibility. These are healthy, balanced people.
Mm-hmm.
They are standing with you. And just really imagine the holidays when you just can't wait to go over there and visit everybody and talk and laugh and create memories. And really take that in. Because you deserve that. All those experiences you had are here to teach you something so that it can be pivotal for your future. Because now you appreciate having that more than the average woman or the average person that had a family or whatever, right? Okay, so do you feel the switch?
I do. Yeah. I'm scared, though.
Yeah, that's okay. So when you're feeling that fear, we did this thing yesterday. So when you're feeling that fear, we're going to try it with sending that idea out. Send them fluffy kittens. I love it. Send them kittens or send them butterflies, whatever you can, so, and they were saying, you have someone who is giving you a hard time or you have, uneasy feelings with, see them and send them, fluffy kittens. Just imagine, sending them an abundance of kittens and see how that changes your experience. So maybe you can try that with, that when you find that fear, send them fluffy kittens. Send them something that makes you feel, just wonderful. Because we know where that fear comes from. You didn't have it.
No.
You didn't have it. It's the unknown.
Yeah.
But think about when you were learning to drive. You wanted it so bad, but it was scary.
Right. Yes.
Now on the other side of that resistance wall, it's second nature.
Right.
Or yoga.
Right.
When you first started yoga and you went, wow, I want to teach this. So
Yeah.
what about the first time you got in front of people to teach?
Right. I was so scared.
Yeah. And you got through that.
Mm-hmm.
So that having those kind of experiences and going, oh yeah, I got through that. That's that
Right.
part of that resiliency, that courageous part of you that says, okay, I acknowledge my fear. What's the truth about that? Well, the truth about that is the family experience.
Right. Yes.
And then, or that's what's your belief? Actually, it's not the truth. What am I feeling? I'm afraid. What's my belief?
I
Because
feel like I'm afraid because I guess some part of me fears that somehow they're gonna try to like hold me down or something. I don't know, because I've always like had and it's kind of a faulty thought, but I've always been so freewheeling, and nobody's ever told me ever what to do or how to do it or anything ever. Basically, my family popped me out in the world, get me to the point of where I could function enough to survive, and that was about all. Like,
so
God.
where's that? Let's unpack that. Where's that come from? So that they're going to hold you down? Does your family hold you down in some ways by the way they
No, they
behave?
don't. I was always so wanting to be so free. Like, even I remember being as young as 5, but it could have arose from the way my family used to fight. I used to think how I just had to get out of there. Like, I
Uh-huh.
think like get out.
So okay, but the feeling of them holding you down, what do you think that's about? Is that
Uh,
is that projecting that on them from your own
yes,
experience?
yes.
Okay, so then that's a false belief,
Hmm.
right? So does it help any to know that that's a false belief and it's from a pattern in the past?
It
And
does.
and then what's the new belief? What is the new experience you want to have?
I want to be able to have a family that's loving and supportive and loves me deeply and also supports my choices.
So write that down.
Okay.
I want a family who's loving and supporting me and respects and supports my choices.
Okay.
And that is one of your affirmation statements. And I would change it to, I have a family, or my family loves and supports me
Okay.
and respects my choices. Because the universe is listening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
dreamt of that before, like having a partner that has a family that was that way.
Uh-huh.
Dreamt of that. I always thought it would be wonderful to have a family like that.
Well,
And
and
then,
here's the other thing. Even if you had a partner who didn't have a family, you could create it with them.
right, right.
I remember, well, let me back up, because you can be the vibration that generates that,
Mhm,
because that's where you're standing.
mhm.
So maybe if you're standing in that space, you can generate it and attract it,
Right.
right? Right. So I remember thinking there was something wrong with me because I thought my mother didn't love me. And then my son was born, and I realized that I may not be able to get the love I think I should have from my mother, but I
Mhm.
can create it here, unconditional love. And if you ask my son today, he will tell you that I love him unconditionally, that I taught him unconditional love. Because believe me, he tested it. Through the
Yeah.
years. He tested it, but I always showed up as love. I may not have appreciated the behavior, and I let him know it, but I still showed up as love. It didn't conflict with how deeply I love him, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
So you can create it right where you are. You can show up as love to your partner, whether he's the one or not. And if you're on the same vibration, it'll resonate. And if not, someone else will come in that resonates with that vibration.
Mm.
Pretty cool. And
Yeah.
so if you're standing in the space of knowing that, then
Mhm.
imagine the higher level of experience you get to manifest or to draw in, because there's this knowing that the universe has your back,
Yeah, yeah.
right? We didn't always feel that way, but it's also just, we can just kind of bump along, or we can say, you know what, I have this this deep knowing that I'm manifesting this, that this is my deepest desire. The universe is listening. And here's the other thing, and we're learning this in our medium class. Ask. Ask. And be grateful, and ask spirit for guidance and a sign, and for your highest and best experience, for your highest good. Because, you know, if I say, I want this guy over here, like if I told spirit, I want this guy, Jack, I think he's amazing. Spirit might have a better, you know, what if I get this guy and he's not, it doesn't work out, or it's not healthy. So it's like, you know, my highest and best, you know, spirit guide me to my highest and best, or God, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever resonates with your soul. But asking is powerful. You know, Jesus never healed anyone who didn't ask.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So it's about asking. And then the book, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, Catherine Ponder talks about Jesus saying, whatsoever ye desire, ask, and it shall come unto you. And the idea was, you know, be clear about what it is you want and ask. You know, so often we have this feeling of living in a vow of poverty, right? I don't deserve, it's not enough, or I'm not enough. Oh, I can't ask, I can't. And we all have challenges with it, or work through it. I'm not going to use the word struggle, but you know what I'm talking about. We have to work through it because we have these things we tell ourselves that hold us back. It's an ongoing process. You know, and the more enlightened you get, you know, you do a better job of it. It's practice. And that's what we were talking about in class today. It's practice. You know, it's an ongoing practice. You get better at it. You get better at recognizing it. And I highly recommend any of Abraham Hicks's recordings. Just putting one on every day. Yeah, and you know, I sit in the hot tub and listen to one, or there's one morning meditation that's amazing. You know, this is a beautiful day. This is a really good day. And, you know, she just spends about 10 minutes or 9 minutes in something talking about the amazing day this is. You know, and imagine that vibration that you start with that.
Yes.
Yes. And then, you know, I don't have panic attacks very much anymore, but every now and then something will happen. And knowing in that moment that you can calm yourself down and shift your energy. And I know I had an episode yesterday, and I had to do something to calm myself down. You know, I had to shift it. It's up to me. Because laying there wallowing and being upset didn't serve me or anybody else around me. You know what I'm saying? But
totally.
Sometimes it takes a little while, but that you'll find that, you know, when you're in that situation, or you're thinking low thoughts and you're feeling it in your body, you can start to say, okay, I have power over this.
Right.
What do I want? What do I want? How do I want to, you know, live in my life? What do I want to feel? And what's it? Feeling is really important in creating and manifesting. Really important, because you can't do it without feeling it. That's the level, that's the spiritual level, is that feeling.
Right.
You can say it all day long, but if you don't feel it, it's not going to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, affirmation equals expectation. And expectation has feeling behind it.
Right.
Yeah. So thinking about, you know, what do I want? What's my deepest desire? And am I living in alignment with that? And sometimes we just get up, go by our day, and we get all involved and things like that. But if we take that time to get clarity, however we do it, get clarity. And I'm finding that, like, I like to do a lot of guided meditation. Sometimes just being quiet and listening can be very powerful.
True.
You know, having that, you know, and she told us today to meditate. It was 3 times a week meditate, and I think it was listening, but or there were 3 healings. She said to do healings during the week too, like we did earlier, where your palms are down, and you're bringing yourself healing. And I love that it was a grounded thing. We were in a circle yesterday, and she had us doing this thing with our energy, taking it from our head and then down to, our bodies, and kind of like feminine power does that too. And then noticing what you feel, and the room there was 20 of us in the room. So the energy was amazing, and allowing yourself to feel it, and whatever it is, it's okay, and acknowledging it. And I kind of chuckled because I could see this little girl dancing in the middle of the room in the circle, and then doing this ta-da, ta-da, dancing and going ta-da, and to be able to like speak up and say, because she said, what did you see? What did you feel? And to have that safe place to be able to say it, then you're going, oh, I am seeing things, or I did see that. It's like I saw this. I love this church because she asks us, does anybody have anything? Did you pick up anything? And I saw this Indian figure standing by this one gentleman there, this young guy. It's very tall. And he wasn't smiling. He was just present. He had presence, and I don't know what it meant, but she's also teaching us to ask ourselves, is this message for me or someone else? And, or to ask spirit. It's really powerful. So when you're having experiences, ask, what does this mean? Because it might be you're getting something from that, your guides.
Right.
Yeah. Just like seeing the guy and then him texting.
Right.
There's something on that level that was powerful.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so strange. Like with him, it's almost like I can't, like there was another person I was kind of thinking of and seeing. I can't even think about that anymore. Like it's just, I can't even I can't force myself to.
Yeah. So you mind. Yeah. I remember you had talked about somebody else there a little bit.
And I can't even like think about that. That's just like that like the two just can't. The person to me is like, I don't know. There's just something about him. There's something so resonant for me.
Yeah. Well, and then I have these 2 jacks. This one jack is, he isn't available. I don't like text talking, and he doesn't follow through, right? And then there's the other one that he's actually not available as much as I would like, but I'm learning patience. And but when the interaction is there, it's quite enjoyable. It's not enjoyable with this other jack. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, all right. And I tried really hard to just, cut this other guy off, and he's not letting go. He's like not letting go. So I have to just take a firmer stand, but it's like me showing up in the universe is saying, no, that's not going to work for me.
Right.
Standing up for me, which is always a evolution, right? It's an ongoing process. We evolve, where something was okay before because I was in a different vibration. And now I'm in this other place that says, no, that's not okay. I want more than that. And I want more interaction. And I want someone who's about their word, who shows up. And yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what's on your, so do try to go back and spend some time this week going through those, at least, I don't know if you can print them out, but even if you're looking at them online, and then you can click on some of those things. In there's the identity matrix. There's reflection questions for journaling. Like here's some examples, and they're in some of the papers. What judgments or resentments do you hold toward yourself? How do you listen to yourself? And sometimes we might listen to ourselves and tell ourselves negative things. How do I listen to myself? Actually that's how do you talk to yourself? So listen to yourself. And actually they are kind of the same thing. you know, what am I saying to myself? But also listening. What's my body need? What's my heart need? You know,
Yeah.
what do I, you know, in that deeper, wider space, you know, what is need, what am I saying, or what needs to be said, you know? um how do you relate to yourself when you have difficult feelings? How do you support yourself? So
Mm.
one of the things that I have done is that exercise. What do you need? You know, I can see that you need love. What do you need? Jerry, what do you need? And just listening and not trying to fix it. You know, there, I did a recording and I'm sure that's in there. But what do you need? And so if you can, you should be able to download the recordings, the little exercises, and
Okay.
rename them and name them, you know, so that you'll know what they are. Power practices.
Hmm.
They're all pretty short, but they're like daily practices, so that if you incorporate them in your day, you'll start to have these skills that, you know, when something comes up, you can go, what, okay, what do you need? Oh, I need, you know, or what are you feeling? I'm afraid.
Right.
See that you're afraid.
Hmm.
And not trying to fix it, just acknowledging it.
Right.
So
Right.
powerful.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. If you related to someone in your life the way you relate to yourself, what would the strength and quality of the relationship be? Ooh, that's powerful. If you related it to someone in your life the way you relate to yourself, what would that strength and quality of relationship be? So, you know, how you show up for someone else, you know, whether it's being about your word, or being loving. So what if you did that to yourself, and what would that, the strength and quality of that relationship be into with you? So that, you know, because we're really good at doing it for others.
Right.
Look at the ways that you're there for someone else, and can you turn that toward yourself? What would that mean to you to be there
Mhm.
for yourself in that capacity? That's really powerful. And
Yeah.
then let's see, what are the ways you've been relating to yourself that have been reinforcing your old story in the areas you're manifesting in? So that's powerful too. Um, like to talk about, and I know I asked you, but notice if you're talking or thinking in poverty, or saying something in poverty, oh, my family always this or that, or
Hmm.
I've always been this way, or that, because then that's reinforcing the old story.
Right.
So we want to recognize the old story and create the new one. So in that
Yes.
moment, when you catch yourself reinforcing the old story,
Hmm.
coming up with a new story. I
Yeah.
have abundance in my life. I manifest beautiful things in my life. I'm a great teacher. I make a difference in people's lives. And I
Right.
am, yeah. So those kind of things.
Yes.
So I'll go look at your videos.
Yeah.
I did send you the other one. I want to, do you have any questions or takeaways? Yeah, how about takeaways?
This is wonderful. It's actually the medicine I needed right now. Everything that we
Funny,
talked about. Perfect.
funny how that
Like
works, huh?
yeah, so perfect. It's actually so serendipitous. It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's cool. You know,
Hmm.
I've really come to the belief that this is a spiritual experience. That this, for me, this is
Yeah.
my mediumship coming alive when I do a
Yeah.
coach. You know,
You're
and
amazing.
huh?
You're amazing.
Thank you. I
You
think
are.
that that's my my niche, my gift, is
Hmm.
that spiritual part that opens up. You know,
Yeah.
that seems to be the perfect thing that needs to be said or processed, or whatever. And even though I've got a template here, it's really, you know, about what's possible and what we can bring forth. Okay, so tell me what your commitment is. Let's go back. Your intention for this, us working together, is?
My intention for us working together is that I feel at the core level of it is embodying my truest self.
Okay.
living that in all aspects of my life, my business, my finance, my relationships, my friendships, all of it. Family, obviously that came up. So be my full
Ooh,
self.
that just gave me rushes of goosebumps. Family, and you go, obviously that came up, and there was like, woo.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so embodying your true self in all aspects of your life.
Yes.
So we're working through those, it sounds like.
Oh shoot. Yep. Are you there still?
I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. My
Okay,
TV. There we go.
so
Let me get
what
back.
about the intention for the week to support that?
Oh, wait. Am I still there? Okay. Okay, there we go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm just gonna write that down. Sorry, my finger hit the button. Body,
That's
mind,
okay. We're good.
body, affects. Okay. For this week is to catch up on those pieces. That's gonna be a lot of work, so that's for sure. And then really hunker down on just the things that I need to do. And I have been formulating my like where I'm going to teach and all of that, trying to work on. I have been working on that, so I'm going to continue that.
Okay. And keep up those videos. I'll go and look. But, you know, whatever they are, they're perfect because you did them, right? Because you did them.
I did. I just have 2 for now, and they were just. I was working out at the gym, and I just wanted to show kind of because I bring yoga to my workouts, like how I use my alignment
Uh-huh.
and how I focus what I'm doing. So I just figured I'm just going to start doing it, and I just asked one day a friend to video record me, and then she did. And then today I just put the phone down on a ledge and I just recorded it. And just,
Yeah, you know, I have I couldn't even tell you where the thing is, but for $20 from Amazon, you can get a tripod, and it has an app or a button that you can push. They'll start a video or a picture.
oh, that's right.
You know, so something to think about down the line, so that you can get it. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. See it?
Yeah.
So it can go sideways or up and down, and then it has. I don't even know where that thing is right now, but you just download the thing to your an app on your phone, and then you push the button and start. You don't even have to run back and forth. And if you did, you could crop it on YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube has a great creator studio. If you have any questions about that, I can help you with that. You can look at
Okay.
videos. That's how I learned how to do it. I'd look at videos and stuff like that. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to end your thing. And I wanted to ask you some other questions, some feedback questions. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll keep it on there because this may serve you too.
Okay.
So when I use my jerrycates.com email,
Yep.
if I send it from Constant Contact, which I haven't figured out how to do that individually,
Okay.
it's also a commercial one. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, should I just do a Hotmail that's separate? You know, like I have Jerry Cates and then TLC or life coach, right? I have a underscore in life coach. You know, I'm just trying to, because a Hotmail account, you can set up with your picture and a signature or a saying. But when I use that jerrycates.com, if I just use the email without Constant Contact, it is really blank. Plus, if I use jerrycates.com, now it's a commercial and it gets filtered out. So I'm kind of thinking about using a Hotmail account just for business. And not using Jerry Cates. I can say Jerry Cates, you know, well, I can't because I have a Hotmail already in that.
What about Gmail?
I can't do the things I can with Hotmail that well, Meredith figured out. Meredith, I'll have to ask my sister because she's using Gmail with a signature. But I know that with Hotmail, you could put your picture in there. I could put my logo in there. I haven't figured that out. But like, I'm sending you the things for the class. It would be really nice if I could figure out how to send it so you didn't have to go to a website.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I need to figure that out, how to send those.
MailChimp. MailChimp.
I have Constant Contact. So here's how I'm setting up all of those are in Constant Contact.
Okay. Okay.
So I know how to put those in the template, and I just copy last week's and then change the number, and then they all have the agenda for the course. It's at the top, and then they have the current course, what you want to, click on, and then they have a way to make an appointment. I thought those 3 in there were really powerful. So what I do need to do is figure out how to send that, that way, what I mean? So that, and right now it comes from jerrycates.com. So if somebody has paid and they're in my thing, they're going to expect an email from that. And I'm just trying to sort that out, because I can't if I want to just send something or have a conversation with someone and I'm using jerrycates.com, unless I use Constant Contact, it's very, that kind of email, there's nothing in there. It's just letters. So I think I am going to shift to something else, you know what I mean? And it's just not pretty,
Yeah.
Plus it'll get past people's filters if it's a Hotmail account.
Right.
Or a Gmail or something, because it hasn't been on some stuff. So okay. And then I didn't do anything with the webinar. So I'm going to go back and get those people's emails and start writing to them and cultivating a relationship,
Nice. Yeah.
So I haven't done much of anything. So, I just wanted to have a conversation about business and like, how do I do this? And so I'm going to meet with a coach. It's $57 a month for this coach for marketing that I just started with, and I was going to dump it. And then I thought, you know what? I don't have anything else happening. I'm going to, I haven't done anything all month, and it's okay. I moved, my mother passed away, yada yada, started a new job. I'm cutting myself a break. But for $57 a month, having a coach or someone to be accountable, I wrote to her and said, I was thinking about bailing, but I want to stand in this. And she was like, oh, you're so courageous, let's do this. So she has a free coaching, or a coaching that's part of the package. And they just did a contest. I didn't take part in it, and then somebody won something, so there's so much to learn. And I am redoing the coaching program for Feminine Power.
Cool.
I get to audit the course. And so I'm going to focus on work. Yeah, it'd be really nice to have a coaching client soon. But I think what I'm going to do is just start delivering content and getting people to know me, and I may start just work on, when I get my money starting to come in, work on expanding my Facebook group, because that's a way. But I have to have a way where I have their email, and I can send them things, they have to give me their email. I think I'm going to change it in the 3 questions, what's your email, and are you open to, 1 to 2 times a week. I'm not going to bomb them, 1 to 2 times a week. See, that was the thing about that Expertise TV. It was bombing them. It was boom, 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 Expertise TV, and so I'm going to take all the names off of that, and I don't think I'm going to use that for a while. They have a free version of it, so I think I'll just hold it in the background. I didn't totally like the way it was set up. I learned a lot, but do you know, for $40 a month, you can do webinars on that'll take up to 100 on Zoom.
Oh.
So the only piece missing, so I have a scheduler, I have a Constant Contact, which I'm actually holding all my education in, and anybody could do that. You just upload the file to a PDF. You have audio files in there that are in the PDF. Anyway, I used to have this thing called Teachables, but it was $99 a month, and I wasn't making any money, and it just wasn't, worth it. So I got rid of that. So it would be a big data bank, and I may go back to Teachables at some point when I've got something good going. But doing this content this way, I just need to learn how to send it in email, because it looks so much prettier than clicking a link.
Yes.
So sending it, and then, okay, so I have Constant Contact, a scheduler, and my website, which I can add to the blog and things like that. And that's it. So I don't have a landing page. So when I'm working more and making a little bit of money, a landing page program's $37.
Yeah.
You know, so I think for the time being, there's some landing pages that you can do on Constant Contact, but I thought there was more to it. There isn't. I'm going to learn, you know, but so that's what I got. So if you need to know about any of those, I got them.
Cool. That's great. Thank you.
But I'm going
Sounds
to
like
maintain them.
yeah.
Now, my website, I bought my domain name, jerrycates.com, for 2 years for $14.99 a year. And I bought it a year ago, so I still have a year. And I bought it through GoDaddy. And I brought it to therapy sites. And when I was going to leave therapy sites, they were $59. They offered me $39 a month for 12 months. And I thought, I went, yeah, because then I didn't have to redesign my website.
Right.
You know, so by then, you know, by a year, if I'm making money and I've got all the stuff built into my website, then that's good. You know, so that's where I am. So if you need any help, let me know.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the offer. You're so helpful.
Yeah, we got this. Okay. So if I can isolate that felinization for you in an audio file, I'll let you know. Let me download this. Because when you do Zoom, it comes down in 3 files. You get a video, an audio file, and some other file. I have no clue what that is.
Okay.
So you could, you know, actually find it and isolate it, you know, something in there, or send the whole audio file. I just send the video, and I never do anything with the audio files. You know, in fact, I'm going to go through and start deleting a bunch of stuff. But, you know, we could pull out, you know, where that is and make a little file. I haven't quite figured out how to do it, but I'm sure there's a way. Anyway, next Sunday?
Next Sunday. Yay.
Okay. I think I already sent you module 4, but do go back and really, you know, make sure you download that stuff.
Okay.
Have a file for it. You know what I'm saying? So that you have it. And I think that even you know, make sure the templates work. So if I download it, can I still access the recordings?
Right.
You know, let me know if it doesn't, so I can try to fix it. Because I don't know how long, they may just say at some point, okay, we're not going to let you have that anymore. So my suggestion is to download everything in a file so you have it.
Oh, okay.
You know, you right click on it and it'll say save source as.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. Love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.